Greetings, folks. Your local Shenanigan Gamer back in Universe Sandbox 2. Fast zooming in on the sun. I've got some bad news for you people. We're all going to die. That's a given. But we have fun along the way, don't we? That's the main thing. It's to cherish life from birth to death. You know, not fix on the certainty, but you know, the possibilities that lie before you in between. Now, it's come up in comments across various videos about the sun and, you know, the death of our sun and all that good jazz. And that's what we're going to do today, as best as I can. More of a size thing rather than anything else. So, in a few billion years, you know, maybe 5+ billion years, our sun will turn into a red giant. And that sounds better than it actually is, because at that stage it will be the end of us, if we don't become a multiplanetary species, that is. And then, you know, a few billion years, there's plenty of time to maneuver there. But just a little bit of kind of background facts. Most stars in our universe are main sequence stars, and you may be asking yourself, IDS, what's a main sequence star? Well, there's a lot of information on the internet, but in a nutshell, those are the stars that convert hydrogen into helium via nuclear fusion. And that's what our star does. But, you know, that end product of helium, our sun just isn't big enough or powerful enough to, you know, process that after the fact. And hence there's a life cycle. You know, stars are born and stars die. And when they become a red giant, they expand. And, you know, most stars, and we've talked about like VY Canis Majoris and such, Wolf 359 and Proxima b. You know, stars kind of go from being, you know, a third the size of our own sun to, you know, upwards of, you know, like 8 times or more the size, mass wise. Diameters can vary quite a bit, but when they go to be a red giant, you know, that can go between 100 million to 100 billion kilometers in diameter. That's the kind of the size range that we're going for. Now we're looking at our own sun here being a radius, so that's not diameter now, that's radius. So of 720. So we're already looking at 1.4 million kilometers in diameter. So if we pause that, now I'm not going to mess with the mass or anything like that. I'm just kind of talking about size wise. So if we went to the max, it said 1 billion. So let's put that down to 500 billion kilometers. So I'm going to right there. So that's 500 and then 6 zeros. So that's 500 million. And yeah, so radius. Let's just see what happens here. I'm going to zoom that down. There we go. So already you can see why we're looking at, it won't be that brilliantly bright. It'll be, you know, less bright, red giant. But you can see where the sun comes out to. Jupiter is here. Mars and Mercury and all the good stuff are all in the belly of the beast. And that's an extreme measure. So let's go and let's half that down again. Okay. Radius, let's go back down to not suns, kilometers, and let's go to 250 radius, and you can still see how freaking monumentally huge that is. Mars was there somewhere, wasn't it? Is Mars just on the outside? It looks like it's just on the inside. So even if we go mid-range on your friendly type of gas giant, it'll still go out as far as Mars. So the inner planets, the inner rocky planets, forget about it. Gas giants are going to be uber close. And, we have the outer dwarf planets. And then we have, like, Planet 9. Somewhere in there as well. So, let's max her out again. So that's 1.6 AU, astronomical units. Let's go back down to kilometers. And let's pop that up to 500 million. And kaboosh. And just for good measure, we're going to add our own sun in here as well. There she is. So let's pop her there. And there's your range of some of the biggest red giants out there. Some stars go supernova. That's down to another type of celestial shenanigans. But we're talking about red giants here. And you can see there's different types of stars there as well. But again, a red giant will have a different light coming from it. And again, different kind of overall kind of constitution. But this simulation was to kind of show you potential scale of things. And I know people often wonder, like, what will happen to the Earth? You know, thousands and millions and beyond years. This is a given. The star has a life expectancy. And in our puny mortal lives, as in, I say puny as regards to duration, this is going to be way into the future, but this is a certainty. And this is why it's important for us to look beyond and look out and beyond ourselves and give up our petty, terra firma shenanigans and stop fighting amongst ourselves. We're all humans. And race and identity is important to an individual, just as your name or your parents and stuff like that. But it's not something to bicker over. There's always common ground and respect to be had. And certain people on both sides, tend to do the opposite. And, one day, I hope that we all can look back and kind of go, what crazy times were these? And look at us now as we jet among the stars. So yes, that's what will happen when our sun goes to red giant status. And it's going to be huge. And it's going to be cool. And I hope humanity in some sort of fashion is around to observe it. And take a cool picture. And record it up to the history so future generations can see it as well. But coming back to reality here, as I record this, we are mere hundreds away from being 50,000 strong. The IDS army is a beautiful army. We're awful good looking people. We're awful nice and funny, and I love reading your comments. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe and hit the alert bell. And got a few new patrons over the last couple of days, which I'll be messaging shortly. And stay tuned. I'm going to be doing, I need to work out some details, but I'm going to be doing looking to do a monthly video conference with my patrons. Just a chat. Just a bit of FaceTime with myself. If that was something that you'd be interested in. Just a bit of a reward. I don't know how to reward patrons beyond that. But I just thought it'd be nice to kind of just have a chat and talk about space and gaming and stuff like that on a monthly basis with you fine patrons, supporting the channel beyond mere watching, which is amazing and not necessary at all, but definitely welcome because it helps me just maintain and do more things with the channel as well. But anyway, I digress. Let's blow up this frickin' star, shall we? And enjoy the ride. Before we go, so let's go into tools. Let's go to explode. And there she goes. Poof. Into a brilliant, beautiful, destructive, and source of creative genius that is a supernova. I've been your local Shenanigamer. Thanks for listening to my rambles, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy, and goodbye. That lie before you in between. Now, it's come up in comments across various videos about the sun and, you know, the death of our sun and all that good jazz, and that's what we're going to do today, as best as I can. More of a size thing rather than anything else. So, in a few billion years, you know, maybe five plus billion years, our sun will turn into a red giant. And that sounds better than it actually is, because at that stage it will be the end of us, if we don't become a multiplanetary species, that is. And then, you know, a few billion years, there's plenty of time to maneuver there. But just a little bit of kind of background facts. Most stars in our universe are main sequence stars, and you may be asking yourself, IDS, what's a main sequence? I've got some bad news for you people. We're all going to die. That's a given. But we have fun along the way, don't we? That's the main thing. It's to cherish life from birth to death. You know, not fix on the certainty, but you know, the possibility. Greetings, folks. Your local Shenanigamer back in Universe Sandbox 2. Fast zooming in on the sun.